and we had a weird lag on the GoTV. I hope those problems will be solved. Yeah. Dignitas most likely won the knife round, and they switch to the CT side. No surprise on that one. Astralis on the terrace side. Let's see what they have in store. They will go for the playground already. Dignitas has a double-man stack here, and 3-man at the B-bomb side, already facing off against each other is Dupree with KGB and MSL. And the CT's pushed back. A wise choice to make at that stage of the game. You don't want to risk losing the pistol because you stayed around a little too long. So Astralis has captured a long. Now they go forward and capture toilets together. And they will try to have somebody watch their back, with Zipix taking a peek and securing the backs of his teammates in the underpass. In connector, Kerrigan and company will go there now. They have pushed the CTs far enough back so they won't see or hear what the terrorists are doing. And Astralis uses that in their own advantage. They line up in front of B. Config is going to be a key player for the CTs here. Now flashes come in. Config doesn't see anything, but he still fires away onto KGB. Good damage dealt. Dupree with the first frag though. Keeps his teammate alive, and the bomb goes down by Kerrigan. The CTs with a backstabber that gets removed by KGB again. It's the Astralis squad having everything covered. Dignitas is rushing in with 2 players being disposed of quickly by Zipix and Devi. And the last one will go to Devi as well. Astralis make it 1-0 with a straightforward pistol. No losses on the terrorist side. And on the CT side we have a reinvestment here, forced by Dignitas. No surprises either. But what I'm surprised about is the 4 AKs for Astralis. I mean, they don't really want to risk anything. If you go for 2 or 3 SMGs, which some teams sometimes do, you risk running into a stack or into a trap and then losing your stronger rifle players, for example, and then you only have SMGs left. And you're caught out of position and everything goes south. Now that is what happens to Zipix here. The spray was a little bit awkward. Config with a frag. And now he tries to get his hands on the AK. He doesn't do so. Kerrigan will get out on head of him, as well as KGB on Tensky. So the AK is secured. The terrorists will not let the CTs get their hands on that one. Maybe Rubino and Kierbai can do something about the weaponry for the terrorists. Rubino has had some good timing, but then he slowed down again, and that allowed KGB to turn around and get the headshot. Kierby with the Deagle Blaze. Maybe he can start up the headshot engine. Does have the right approach at least. He's in the back of the terrorists. But they are moving at light speed while he has to sneak, and that gives him, well, now the advantage on the terrace. But as he looks the wrong way, Kerrigan has him covered, and Astralis make it 2-0. Only losing 1 player, but not losing the rifle. Looking good for Astralis. The organization that you might not know yet if you haven't followed the pro scene. You might not know that ex-TSM has decided to form their own organization. A really cool move by them. They have a few investors, they have a few sponsors, and they have a decent monthly salary for every single guy. So they don't have to starve or freeze in the cold winter. KGB makes MSL and Kierby cool down a little bit. Config goes down to Devi, and it's another quick and easy round for Astralis. No trouble in the anti-eco. And with no trouble, that is really no trouble at all. Only 1 kill in 3 rounds for the CT so far. It's not looking too promising for Dignitas. I know. What is he talking about? It's just anti-eco rounds. Yes, but you would expect a team that puts up a fight to get a few frags in those anti-ecos. That's where Dignitas was falling flat. Now they have rifles, and they have the chance to change this game. They have to capitalize on this first chance. I don't think that they could come back if Astralis gets ahead a little too much. And MSL will be key together with Kierby. They have the positions at toilets, while their teammates focus on the rest of the map. Rubino goes for the rotation, one of their stronger players now. And Kierby dares to peek even further. He might run into the bomb carrier, which would be a great feat for them. He turns the wrong way, turns back again, but he's too late, as well as MSL, who goes down to Dupree. And the CTs are completely stomped by the terrorists. Zipix with the double kill on the B bomb site, leaving Rubino alone with the re-rotation to the toilets. He tries to surprise the terrorists over there, but the bomb is already far to the B bomb site. It will be planted in a second, and Astralis might make this just as decisive as the anti-eco rounds. It's got a good angle on Devi. Surprising shot there. Good job by Rubino. The terrorist no way is though, and now they have cornered him already. Everyone is closing in on his position, and it's not going to be easy at all. The only thing that could save him is the bomb blowing up and the time running out, but it doesn't. And Carrigan with his second frag in the round. 4 kills for him so far. 0 deaths on 3 players. 6-0 for Cajun B. And the other way around for the CTs, Tensky, Kierby and MSL yet to pick up a kill. So force buy for the CTs, and Astralis with a good chance to make it 5-0 before Dignitas gets the rifles back. It's the start that we all expected. The odds on CSGO launch are 81 in favor of Astralis and 19 in favor of Dignitas. The odds on the map, we can take that round to talk about that real quick. Astralis won against the likes of Navi, Envious, Vexed and Efrag with very decisive scorelines of 16-11, 16-5, 16-3 and 16-6. So no real or no team could put them into real danger. And I think that Dignitas can't be the first to put them in danger. It looks way too easy for Astralis, and if the start of a game looks as easy as it does right now, you can almost imagine how this will end. But let's see what Dignitas can do. They have the first AWP, and sometimes that gives them a breath of fresh air and revives their spirits, gives them some more momentum to fight back against their giant counterparts of Astralis. Team that has cemented their position in the top of the scene for a long time, and they will not fail to pick up the first frag. The second goes down as well. Cajun B with his own orb as well as Devi. So it's the scopes having the impact, but not on the right side. We would have liked to see the scopes having impact for the CTs, at least to make it a close game. Now the terrorists have enough time to figure out where to go. They have the 2-man advantage. They don't have to hurry up. They can use their numbers in their favor. Good tags by Tensky onto Dupree there, taking him down to 54, but it's not necessarily helping the CTs too much. Config just jumped into Monster. You were able to see him in the corner of the screen of Tensky, and he quickly fell to his opponent Zipix. Devi with the scope looking for the B entrance. Zipix will pick it up though, and it's Rubino alone on the A-bomb set. He gets a leg shot onto Carrigan, but it doesn't look too good for him. 4v1. 40 seconds to go for him. He wants to save, that's more than obvious, but he needs to defend his weapon actively. He has to encounter the terrorists when they want to go for it, otherwise he will be flanked and surrounded. And he does a good job of picking off Dupree, but he doesn't know that Cajun is... Oh, Rubino! Oh my god, that That was really unnecessary. Killing Cajun and killing Devi as well. But then the last one is his downfall. 4 kills for Rubino. Saving that orb or trying to do it. He didn't save it though. And that was more important than picking up all the frags. Astralis make it 6-0. They leave the CTs speechless and also mostly without cash. At least without enough cash to buy up. So it's Dignitas saving again. And Astralis with the start that they would have dreamed about in their coolest dreams. MSL is backing away now that the CTs have pushed further and pushed very deeply into the playground area. They want to find out some more information. MSL has the right weapon to counter Cajun, gets a double tag and picks him off. The bomb is planted, but the CTs have gotten themselves their hands on the AK. MSL should drop it for his teammate. Tensky is not too strong either, he doesn't have armor. And none of the armored players is around him anywhere close. Well, Config would have been, but Config stays in that position to cover it. And MSL just tries to hold on to the AK to make the upcoming buy round a little easier. Just a small consolation though for the CTs. Angrily knifing the stairs, Rubino's running for his life. The rest of the squad will join him shortly as Config gives up the stair position. He doesn't see anyone either. 7-0 for Astralis. And if you look at how often they died, you can already see why their money is as high as it is. They have to start dropping weapons for each other. Otherwise, Kerrigan and Zipix will be capped at 16k. And if you have 16k on your board, you will not receive additional money. That's more than obvious. Maybe Dignitas can make them invest completely new if they eliminate the terrorists. But it's all up to the B-bomb side defenders now. Astralis make their way in there already. Config will be key. He is left alone in Toxic. He's completely blinded, but not taken out. Now he runs through the flames, loses a lot of HP. Tensky with a frag, but Config goes down to Dupree. It's a 4v4 with 4 HP left for Dupree. His teammate Devi is covering the bomb plant. CTs get close to the retake. Kiebi with the frag onto Dupree, just putting the last nail in his coffin. 4v3 retake for the CTs. KGB with a good shot through the wall onto MSL. The terrorists have good positions, 1 in short and 2 at Monster. One of them goes down already. Tensky having to pick his fight. Doesn't really get it, but Kiebi does. Making it a 1v3. KGB in short. He's getting sprayed at through the smoke. The bomb is being defused already. And Tensky finishes as Kiebi finishes the headshot onto KGB. 7-1 now. Dignitas are finally on the board, but it was a really close round. They could have gone either way. It was equal players for the majority of the round until they made it a 3v1. And even then, KGB could have had a good chance if he had one more Molotov. Would have been really cool for him. Dupree goes down to that first nade here, down to 33. So he stays alive, but it's gonna weaken him considerably. So he takes on the C4 and leaves the picks with covering of the outside of B. Tensky and Config focus on short with 2 men at the toilets. Kiebi and MSL trying to surprise the terrorists in toilets. Astralis will take their time, spreading out throughout the map, holding on to the crucial parts, and avoiding being backstabbed, thanks to Zipix, who covers the back at all times. The rest of the squad inches forward into the A-bomb site. Kebby not hitting that shot. That was a crucial chance for him. MSL retreats after smoking off a short. And that's a late smoke that will delay Astralis quite a few more seconds. And the CTs can prepare for a possible A-go already. Resmoke comes in. Astralis is slowed down once again. And we have Dignitas still holding on to the B-bomb side positions. Tensky's going for the rotation just now. It's a little bit too late there. His teammates already got killed off. MSL with one trade frag, but that's all he was able to do. Rubino goes down to Devi. It's Tensky and Config, the last hopes for the CTs. And a 1v4 now. Config is left alone inside the smoke. He's Molotov, then sprayed from all directions. Astralis make it 8-1. It's so horrible to see Dignitas not having an inch here. I would have loved to see them put up some more resistance. They had the choice to start on the CT side, but sadly for them, Astralis doesn't give them anything to work with. 14 frags in 9 rounds in total for Dignitas. That's not enough for them. Maybe they can squeeze out a few rounds and then they have to focus on the terrorist side. They have to make it really successful. KGB and company are already on the B bomb side. Config gets taken out by Zipix, and Rubino with a reply in tunnels gets himself a AK, but then catches the nade. So his HP is not really too strong anymore. Maybe he should focus on saving that AK. And he does do that, while the CTs leave Tensky behind with the CZ-75. Maybe he can squeeze out one frag and then hold on to the gun. Zipix stays back. He's the weakest link for Astralis at the moment. And he will be picked off by Tensky, who then will run into Devi. I almost called him Device there. So only one AK save for Dignitas. Doesn't matter too much for them. They will be able to buy up. Now they will be able to buy up really well. With Tensky on 3.6. He will be the guy to get a drop from his teammate and buy armor and equipment from his own money. And Dignitas with yet another buy round, but they didn't really have too many of those yet. MSL looking for the first frag, doesn't pick it up and now has to retreat, giving up that position to the terrorist. Dupree with the double kill. And the terrorists can really capitalize on that one. They can quickly go through the toilets. Rubino tries to stand up for his squad, but Dupree with the triple kill. Now it's Config and Tensky, but Zipix will dispose of the first. And Config is already out of position. He's crammed into the stairs, tries to burst out, but Dupree will finish him off with a headshot through the edge. 10-1 in favor of Astralis. What a great start for them under the new name. The DreamHack Zoe Open in Leipzig, brought to you by our dear sponsors Zoe, Razer, G2A, obviously DreamHack in the mix, and Monster. So if you didn't get much sleep, you know where to get your energy from. Devi with the AWP, not stopping for anyone. Dignitas on another save, a stack on B with Kiebi, the only one in connector. The terrorists will take point in A. They will not slow down at all. They will capture the bomb site, no question about that. And they will force the CTs to retreat even further. Dignitas with a 5-man retake. But Dupree with the first frag in favor of the terrorists. Now he's taken off. Dupree with a double. Devi with one. The double D is killing everyone. Triple for Dupree again. Devi with one and Kerrigan with one in the mix. It's a team effort for Astralis. 10 kills for 3 of their players. 11 for Dupree and 9 for Zipix. So exactly 50 frags in 12 rounds for the terrorists. The CTs on the other side are still below 20. Dignitas switched the AWP to Rubino now. He's holding on too long. But his teammates on the B bomb side have trouble. They never really had a grip on the map in the first place. But you want to get the first frag sometime soon. That's really Dignitas' big problem. When they suffer the first death, they have a conversion rate of 34% on Overpass. But in this game, I think they have a conversion rate of 0. MSL and company on the retake against Kerrigan and KGB. They have a fighting chance, but that Molotov will keep them at bay a little longer. Cajun is able to set up scope for the rotation of the CTs. Gets the first one, doesn't pick up the second. MSL is still around. He sprays for his life. 10 HP remain for Cajun, and Rubino will pick him off. Dignitas have the second round on the board. Thankfully, they get back. Conflict with the double. Rubino with a double of his own. And Dignitas will convert that round, even though they suffered the first casualty. Astralis is still able to buy up. They have more than 10k on almost everyone. And that's post-buy. Two more rounds to go. Astralis can go for a 5-man AWP setup in the last round if they would like to. And Dignitas needs to win this round to have a fighting chance in the second half. They have 2 AWPs. One of them is Rubino, shutting down Dupree, one of the important players for Astralis, but Devi with the reply. And the CTs are struggling for some control. Kirby is doing a good job of intercepting the fast terrorist movements to the A-bomb site. And MSL can take another peek. He gets dinged by Devi though. Good shot by him to keep control of the A-bomb site. And the terrorists will run for B. Config is closing out Zipix there. And Kerrigan doesn't want to cross. He reconsiders and goes back to A, where Devi is still working. And Devi will be backstabbed by Kirby in a second. The timing is going to be crucial for Kerrigan. Did he spot his counterpart? I don't think he did, but Kirby must have heard him. Kirby still doesn't turn around. Now Devi will pick him off. Makes it a 2v2. 32 and 16 remain for Devi and Kerrigan. Make that only Kerrigan, as Tensky stepped up and closed out that frag. Kerrigan is on his own, sneaking towards the A-bomb site, up against 2 CTs with 20 seconds on the clock. He is going for the plan. Oh, doesn't put down the bomb though. Astralis with a 3rd round on the board and 2 consecutive ones gives them a glimpse of hope here in this best of 1. In Group B, the 2 teams will be joined by Virtus Pro and Mouse, who are playing at the same time. So you can check out DreamHack CS on Twitch if you want to watch that game going on at the same time. I think it's over though. So let's see if Astralis can make it a quick affair here. Last round of this first half in the only map. Kerrigan and Cajun B still have the AWPs. But Kerrigan goes down to Config. No quick enough reaction. Zipix will reply though, and Zipix in a firefight with Tensky. Doesn't get the headshot though, and has to retreat a little bit. Now he's still pressuring the B-bomb, so despite his low HP, Dupree helps him out with the frag, but he goes down to MSL. And Dignitas have good positions to retake the bomb site in case the bomb will be planted. But that doesn't happen anytime soon, at least not if you ask MSL. Cajun still doesn't want to put the C4 down. And KRB comes in from Monster to surprise Zipix. Cajun is on his own. He's got 40 seconds to rotate back to A. And he will get the C4 down, that's for sure. He's up against 2 CTs. And KRB already goes for A. MSL stays at B in case Cajun just faked going for A. We have seen how that can turn out to be really bad with Fnatic and Na'Vi in the SL I-League finals. KRB will finalize Cajun B's try in a 1v2, and Dignitas make it 11-4. So they have 4 rounds on the board. I really don't know if that's enough for them, but if they win the pistol round on the terrorist side, they can maybe string 3 rounds together, make it 11-7, make Astralis feel some pressure, and maybe win the first rifle round. And you know, after that, you never know where the game is going, because the teams are almost equal after the pistol and the weapon round, if Dignitas should win it. So Dignitas know what's at stake. They know they can't fail. And I'm really curious to see what they want to call. In those situations, you have to trust your in-game leader. You have to fully trust him. Otherwise, you're doomed already. So the CTs try to take the initiative with that aggressive play. But at the same time, the terrorists push forward in front of Monster, in front of the B-bomb site. And the CTs have gathered so much information and so much map control. They can virtually stack up the B-bomb site with 4 players. And that's the plan for Astralis. It's gonna be hard for Dignitas if they are not planning to re-rotate to A. Which is still a possibility for them. It would be a slow or a risky rotation if it wouldn't be slow. It would be risky. But it seems like they want to go back there. And the CTs have Devi there. Devi will open up the fragging onto Tensky. Oh, but he will not be spotted anymore by the terrorists. They wanted to go for the retaliation frag, but Devi slipped through their fingers. Now it's up to the 2 terrorists at the B bomb site to open up over there, while MSL is trying to fake and show the bomb at A to trigger rotation. That's the case. Dignitas still have a good... well, yeah, they have some hope here in this round. The CTs rotated 3 players to the A bomb site, and now it's only 2 defending B. MSL doesn't pick up the frag, but Rubino does onto Cajun B, and suddenly it's a 4v2 in favor of the terrorists. The bomb will be planted. Dupree and Devi with 12 and 80 HP. Devi already got the first frag in the round, but he's got to reload his gun first. They want to tease. The terrorists hold on to their positions, and it's gonna be the 4-man surviving pistol round. Rubino with the triple kill for Dignitas. And Astralis can't convert this chance to finish off this game rather quickly. So good job by Dignitas. Starting off with some B control. They were positioned over here and in this area. Then they rotated back to A, pushed Devi back a little bit. Got some map control. Forced the CTs to go for a rotation thanks to MSL showing the bomb, which was a risky thing to do. But it worked out perfectly for Dignitas with a re-rotation towards B. A quick triple by Rubino. And the rest is history. Astralis with the force buy now. And Device is already tagged to 43. Doesn't hit that first jumping shot. And the second doesn't hit his target either. So Astralis have to rotate already. The terrorists will make their way into A. No question about that. Rubino with the frag. Kierby racks up 1 as well. Rubino stays alive here on the backstab. Carrigan could change this round with his 5-7. Let's see what he can do. He's turning around in the wrong moment. Tensky will dispose of Cajun B as well as Carrigan, who goes down to Rubino. And it's a 1v4 now in favor of the terrorists. Device will be covered by Dignitas. And Astralis can't upset Dignitas. So it's gonna be a full save for Astralis. And the favorite will give away the first 3 rounds in the second half. MSL still holds on to his SMG, but look at Tensky. He's gonna face off against the majority of the CT team. Zipix and Devi, the ones to be his first targets. Oh, and he hears them all. Can he kill them all? Double headshot there. Nice work by him on the spray. And his teammates have to work against the rest. Carrigan having some trouble with the USP. Just can't finish off Rubino. And MSL is eager to get some cash. He will receive that additional money with the SMG. Cajun B is on his own in the connector. Tensky is there. Who's got the bigger gun? It's Tensky for sure, but he doesn't have the amount of HP. Luckily, Config steps in and saves his teammate's life. Dignitas with a 7-11. MSL and company have to face off against the first rifle round by the CTs. No open play for both teams. It's gonna be an all-rifle show. And Astralis opts to go for some map control on toilets. Zipix and Cajun B with the B control. Dignitas is completely focused on B for now. They only have MSL working on A, just teasing the CTs over there. The rest of the squad will wait for the call. KGB with the first frag. Zipix gets replied on by Kierby. And Rubino with one of his other important frags. I mean, Rubino really is doing the work for Dignitas. If they want to win a round, it's most likely Rubino who comes up with the big kills. Astralis is going for the save. Maybe they will get some extra frags, but it doesn't look like it. Dupree and Devi will back away. Give this round to Dignitas, who bring 4 weapons to the next round, and that gives them a lot of economy to work with. And as I mentioned in the halftime pause, if they lose the pistol and the first weapon round, Astralis could run into some trouble down the line. Especially now that Devi got picked off, and only Dupree is able to save his rifle. Means the CTs will not have those. You know, if they save 2 or 3 rifles, sometimes the CTs are still going for a forced buy in those situations. But now that they haven't saved enough guns and equipment, they have to go for just pistols and no armor. 3 P250s, 1 Deagle for Cajun. And it's Dignitas starting to fly. Conflict is flying in the outskirts of A. He gets traded by Dupree. Good job using his AK. But he gets intercepted by Tensky. And that's his story's end. The terrorists could potentially go to the B-bomb site without any sort of resistance by Astralis. But they take it slow, and that's a good sign for Dignitas. They take those seemingly easy rounds as seriously as they would take a rifle round. Sometimes you see those still young and very hot teams missing those opportunities to get those easy rounds and to make those easy rounds as decisively as possible by just running somewhere at one point because they thought, okay, it's gonna be an easy round. Zipix managed to pick up the AK and he's trying to hide away, but the terrorists are quite close already. I think they know where he is. Pre-fire by Tensky is not going to be successful. Zipix can tease them back and forth, but he will stay alive. And Dignitas close the gap to 2 more rounds. MSL is calling for a pause, and I'm pretty sure that's not a tactical pause. Yeah, he says headset. Kierby's in-ears have been dislocated, I believe. So Astralis with the next weapon round. They have to pick it up, otherwise Dignitas can draw this game. And when the underdog is coming back like Dignitas just did, it really makes the favorite sweat. And you know, when you're sweaty, your mouse gets slippery, and a few more rounds can slip as well. So Astralis wants to keep that cushion alive. They want to keep that difference, those 2 rounds. That's their main objective. To keep Dignitas at arm's length. Otherwise, they are going to be like a hungry dog. When Dignitas sniffs some meat, some fresh and tasty, bloody meat, they're gonna be in beast mode. And when Rubino turns it up just 1 tiny notch more, I don't know if we can even ask any more of Rubino. But if he keeps doing what he does at the moment, Astralis will have a rough time. So I hope you enjoyed the show so far. It's not been that entertaining for the most part of the first half, but suddenly Dignitas shifted into overdrive and they came back. It's Astralis' task to shut them down again, and your task to follow me on Twitter to never miss any future broadcasts that I stream on any website that is available here. Oops. There we go. First miss by Devi. Maybe that hints us at some bad things to come for Astralis. He leg shot MSL, but he couldn't finish the job. Now he did onto Kiebi. And the CTs have Dupree going for some cheeky play. They know they have to switch up their own games, their own play style to throw Dignitas off. The youngsters have been feeling way too confident, and Dupree has that backstep. He has both terrorists lined up. They know where he is now, and Tensky is going down as well. Dupree with the double kill, dropping the bomb and making a 4v3 go down to a 4v1. And it's Ruben. Now, I already mentioned how important he is, but I don't really want to ask anything of him. But the 1v4 clutch would be amazing. As soon as he steps out, Devi has him covered, and Astralis make it 12-9. Now they have restored that 3-round lead. And the terrorists will run out of money if they lose this round. Well, there is going to be some tiny amount of loser bonus, so they will probably still force up. But Dignitas will hit a rough time on their economy if they lose this one. And it's Astralis' time to swing the momentum back into their own favor. The CTs go for some connector control. They have Dupree in there and Kerrigan as well. Kerrigan with the double kill. And Kiebi is able to reply, but Dupree with a great flash. He comes back into the round and makes it another 1v4 in favor of the CTs. Rubino is running into the first resistance. He goes down to 22, even though he picked up the frag. It's not going to be for long. Astralis is back on track, 13-9. And they made those 2 rounds look really easy. And I wonder why they couldn't come up with that earlier. Maybe they just needed those 5 rounds to figure out how the terrorists work. And it goes both ways. If the CTs know how the terrorists will build up their strategy, they can counter it. And the other way around, if the terrorists know how the CTs counter their moves, they can then counter the counter. And maybe that's why it's called Counter-Strike. Devi is striking against the terrorists already. Great job by him opening up a long. And Dignitas is on a slippery slope. They can't get solid foothold underneath their feet anymore. And Dupree is still working in toilets. He can delay that push even further. If he doesn't get a frag, I would be surprised. He's so good in this position. Especially with Devi and him playing toilets. It's almost impossible to get some really good A pushes on the terrorist side. Doesn't matter which team you ask, they will all tell you the same story. Dupree and Devi are a real pain in their backs. Now, Dignitas having some trouble getting up to those flowers, to the flower pot. Dupree is behind that, and Tensky will dispose of him. So Dupree, one of the first rounds that he couldn't have that impact that he wanted to have, a 4v3. Now Dignitas on the doorstep to the A bomb site, and the CTs with a rotation. Let's see what they can come up with. Devi is still there, the last line of defense on the A bomb site. He gets pushed back a little bit. Tensky is unable to get the frag, but he does, together with Config, pick off Kerrigan, and Devi is finished off by Config. 17 seconds on the clock. 2v2. Tensky's almost down already, and the CTs have a backstabber. It's Cajun B who comes in from A main. Zipix is holding on to Bank. He knows Tensky snuck his way in there. The CTs have to work together. Zipix is holding Tensky in there while Cajun B disposes of Config. And Astralis goes for 1 on the defuse and 1 on the covering. Tensky will get the first, but Cajun B has him covered. And 1 bullet was enough. Astralis make it 14-9. And that was the round that could have triggered a comeback for Dignitas. Their second comeback of sorts. But since they weren't able to do so, Astralis is in the driving seat. They only have to win 2 more rounds. They have the economy to do so. And they have the terrorists in the palm of their hands. It's like a small bird. You just have to squeeze a tiny bit more and it will suffocate. MSL doesn't get the first frag here. Heavy investment by the terrorists. More than understandably. They want to keep Astralis from getting to map point and match point at the same time. It's a best of 1 for everyone that just tuned in. And it's the first game of the two teams in the DreamHack Zoe Open in Leipzig in Germany. Dupree is still working his magic on toilets. This time around he was the guy to get the first kill. And he can be in every single corner, and that makes it so hard for Dignitas to go forward and push the CTs. Give them some trouble. And you can see the timing, the coordination is a little bit off for Dignitas. They had a fail smoke in one of their A goals already. They had a fail flash just now. And it overall just seems to be a little off today. Maybe because it's their first game. But maybe they can come back. They need a flurry of rounds, and it's not going to start that well for them. Devi with the pick onto MSL. Tensky and Rubino together with Config have to do it, but Devi is still alive and he will still get frag after frag. Triple for Devi, double for Dupree. The double D will again shut everything down on the A-bomb side. Astralis have 6 match points and Dignitas is reeling. They have a Tech 9 armor buy, but that's all they can afford for now. And the only option they really have is a straight B go. The CT's already ahead of them. Dupree once again with a cheeky position, but doesn't make it work. This time around the terrorist slipped through his fingers into the B bomb site. Zipix has a good position and the bomb gets dropped in front of him. Config was not aware that he was carrying the bomb, or he was just dropping it. I mean, that was really not how you should play it, but the terrorists will still claw their way back. MSL with the headshot onto Dupree, making it a 2v2. Tensky has a rifle. MSL is still equipped with the Tech 9, a dangerous weapon if you use it correctly, and he already proved he can use it correctly. Zipex though with the tag, puts down MSL to 2 HP. Zipex with the headshot onto Tensky. It's a 1v2. MSL with a huge task, and he doesn't accomplish it. 16-9 with 25 frags for Devi and 21 for Dupree in 25 rounds. That's 1 frag every single round for Devi, and almost 1 frag every round for Dupree. Just an amazing performance by the 2Ds for Astralis. So the first game for the new organization is very successful against their Danish counterparts. Dignitas put up a good fight in the middle, but then they ran out of breath. I believe they sprinted a little bit too much to close up and close in on Astralis, and ultimately it was the experience and the double Ds that prevailed for Astralis. So congratulations to the win. This was the last map that I will cast for DreamHack Zoe Open. The rest will be taken over by the main stream because there are no simultaneous games anymore. But if you enjoyed the cast, please drop me a follow on Twitter. Let me know what you think. Give me feedback through private messages on Twitch. I will appreciate it a lot, and I appreciate every single one of you tuning in. So we will see each other on the other side of the commercial break, and we can talk some, but I have to hurry up. I am going to Leipzig, so you can meet me there if you happen to be German. Or, yeah, if you happen to be there, you can meet me at the 2K booth. Make sure to stick around for some advertisements if you want to support me, disable ad blocker. If you won't, listen to some music. Thank you for tuning in. This was the DreamHack Zoe Open in Leipzig. Astralis succeeding 16-9. So, that's it for me for today. Thank you for staying around.